Let's go back to our story on the India-UAE, the discussions that are going on improving investments between the two countries in the light of the Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal's visit to the United Arab Emirates. We are joined by Ambassador Prabhu Dayal. He's a former senior diplomat and he's joining us now via video link. Thank you, Ambassador Prabhu Dayal. Now, how does the India-UAE Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement, which was signed in 2022, how has it facilitated greater sort of private sector collaboration, greater market access, which has helped, boost ties significantly?
Mark, first of all, thanks for having me on your show. Now, let me preface my remarks by saying that Prime Minister Indira Gandhi visited UAE in 1981. And then for 34 years, no Indian Prime Minister visited UAE till our current Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, visited it in 2015, just 1 year after becoming Prime Minister. And he has visited the UAE 7 times as Prime Minister, which demonstrates the importance he attaches to India-UAE relations. Now, these relations have strengthened in a remarkable manner under his leadership. And against this background, the visit of the Union Commerce Minister, Mr. Piyush Goyal, to UAE is highly significant and is focused on boosting investment and, of course, also trade and multi-sectoral cooperation. I think the trip reinforces the broad strategic partnership, not just the comprehensive economic partnership, but much more than that. And it aims to promote significant growth areas like technology and investment, cooperation in these areas. Now, today, the relationship between India and UAE is a robust, multifaceted, and strategic partnership across economic, geopolitical, and cultural spheres.
Right.
Now, recent agreements have solidified this bond, driving cooperation in both traditional sectors like energy and emerging fields like technology and sustainable development. So this is the broad context in which the visit is taking place. And of course, the Commerce Minister co-chaired the 13th meeting of the India-UAE high-level task force on investments.
Right,
and
absolutely.
He did so with the UAE minister, the managing director of the Abu Dhabi Investment Authority. And I think these discussions explored new frontiers for collaboration and investment in India's high-tech and emerging sectors, such as, maritime, aerospace, and space technology.
Indeed. Ambassador Dayal, what strategic significance does that Bharat Mart project hold for the Indian exporters and UAE's trade infrastructure? It's a 2.7 million square foot complex in the Jabal Ali Free Zone area.
Well, you rightly said it is 2.7 million square foot in its area. And this shows this gigantic scale on which it has been conceived and is being executed. And I think that this complex, Bharat Mart, offers very good opportunities for Indian exporters because they can use this facility to manufacture and, of course, store whatever they are manufacturing. So that is why, UAE is becoming more and more attractive for Indian exporters, and steps which they have taken, like Bharat Mart, are a pointer to the direction in which they are focusing the aspects of bilateral cooperation and investment. Let me also mention that there are moves to implement a system for settling bilateral trade in local currency and integrating payment systems. Now, already the UAE is India's 3rd largest trading partner and the 2nd largest export destination. So the landmark Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement to which you referred earlier, which has been in effect since May 2022, has propelled this growth of the bilateral relationship. And it helped to nearly double merchandise trade from about 43.3 billion in 2021 to over 83.7 billion in financial year 2023-24. Now,
Sure.
significantly, the two sides have said that they have set an ambitious target of reaching $100 billion in non-oil, non-precious metal trade over the next 3 years. So this is the sort of vision that the two sides have, and in the context of which Commerce Minister is visiting UAE.
Ambassador Dayal, you did mention that trade in local currencies as well as the payment system integration, using of UPI and all that. In what ways does this actually enhance the cooperation levels and make things easier to avoid sort of third-party the use of third-party currencies in our trade exchanges?
I think for this sort of an arrangement facilitates bilateral trade because India is now moving towards encouraging trade in local currency. Of course, India is not moving towards de-dollarization. We have made that very clear. But trading in local currency removes the risks of commissions and also the fluctuations of foreign currencies. So in this sense, it's a very significant step that the two sides have taken to try and implement as soon as possible trading in local currency.
Yeah.
But by and large, all aspects of the partnership are very significant because UAE is a critical partner for India's energy security. And now the partnership has expanded significantly into many strategic areas. Let me mention that India and UAE have a growing defense relationship with regular military exercises.
Indeed.
And they also cooperate on counter-terrorism. So both nations are active in regional and multilateral forums. So the large Indian community in the UAE is also a strategic asset for both sides. The Indian diaspora currently numbers about 3.8 million, and it's the largest expat group in the UAE. And the UAE is, of course, the second largest source of remittances to India. I think the amount was 22.8 billion in 22-23. So, let me say that this visit of the Commerce Minister is taking place within the context of a robust and expanding comprehensive strategic partnership between India and the UAE.
And the Minister, Piyush Goyal, is there for the 13th Joint Task Force on Investments meeting, as you were saying, a high-level meeting. This task force has been around since 2013. This is the 13th meeting. How has it helped, overcome sort of investor challenges?
Investor challenges don't go away so easily. There are lots of inhibitions and reservations. But what these meetings seek to do is to eliminate any barriers, any hurdles, and to facilitate the bilateral investment process. The UAE is the 7th largest investor in India and has made significant investments in sectors like real estate, infrastructure, and energy. And the two countries are collaborating on major projects. You referred to the Bharat Mark. That is a very significant investment venture. And by and large, I think the idea is to make sure that if there are any hurdles in regard to bilateral investments, then these are removed.
Ambassador Dayal, you did mention defense, but cooperation also in the maritime area, in space. This signals a greater depth in the relationship, the broadening of the India-UAE strategic engagement. How wide can it get, actually?
I think the scope for widening it is endless. The partnership envisages collaborations in fields like space exploration, academic research, and the potential establishment of even, overseas Indian campuses like those of the IIT. So there is the endeavor to expand and widen the partnership to different areas and not let it be confined only to, for instance, energy or trade, investment, or, for instance, remittances, to go much, much beyond that. So in that sense, This is a partnership which is being focused on very seriously by our Prime Minister. And this is evident from the fact that he has visited the UAE 7 times and held meetings with not just the top leadership, but all across the board to see how the expansion of the relationship into diverse sectors can take place.
We leave it there. Thank you very much, Ambassador Prabhu Dayal, former senior diplomat. Thank you for putting that into context for us. The 13th meeting of the Joint Task Force on Investments in India, between India and the UAE.